So one interesting thing that, again, we didn't mention in our first blush reaction to Mike Tomlin announcing or telling the Steelers that he's stepping down as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, because he has done that as opposed to being fired, let go, because he says, I'm stepping down. The Steelers retain his rights to his coaching contract, meaning if you want to hire Mike Tomlin, the Steelers will require some compensation for that, in the same way the New Orleans Saints required compensation from the Denver Broncos to hire Sean Payton, and that's after Sean Payton spent time in the paparazzi at Fox. So Tomlin still has ties to the Steelers organization by contract. And this is something of interest, that if Tomlin does enter the coaching carousel now, it will require you to go to the Steelers and say, what do you want for Coach Tomlin, which obviously separates him from the rest of the coaching carousel field in the fact that you don't owe a darn thing of compensation to anybody but the actual head coach you're hiring financially. It doesn't cost you draft choices. So that does give you an indication that Tomlin may want to take a year off and show up on TV. And that doesn't mean that he's now one step further away from having to be a coach that requires compensation in order to hire. So there's that. Keep that in your mind's eye, that it does mean that Tomlin, if you want to hire him and if he wants to work for you, you have to go to the Steelers and say, what do you want? Keep that in your mind's eye. But in the meantime, it's still just jarring to talk about it, that after 19 years, Mike Tomlin's no longer the head coach in Pittsburgh. In the same way, it was jarring to hear that John Harbaugh is no longer the coach in Baltimore, which is something we found out a week ago today. So that game goes down on Sunday night, 2 Sundays ago, and Harbaugh gets fired the following Tuesday. And then the following Monday night, the Steelers lose 30-6, getting wiped out. Tomlin, the next morning, says, I don't think I want to do this anymore here. And 1 week later, we're stunned again. And in terms of the way it feels to hear the news that Tomlin's out, the guy who is the one who made the decision about John Harbaugh wound up being in the shoes of the rest of everybody else when he heard during his press conference, which Steve Bisciotti rarely does. I think it was his first time meeting with the media in about 4 years in Baltimore. He was informed during the press conference that Mike Tomlin has stepped down as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mike Tomlin stepped down at Pittsburgh.
He did? Is it official?
That's what I keep hearing. So, is he a candidate here?
Holy shit, Mike, wouldn't that be awesome?
I love this guy.
Only if John takes the Pittsburgh job. Wow, wouldn't that be interesting? I don't know, that thing last week maybe disqualified him for my opening after our kicker missed a kick to let them advance. Good for Mike.
I love Steve Bisciotti.
So funny.
That's funny.
He's one of my favorite owners in any sport. God, I mean, that's a human reaction.
Yep.
Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, wow.
Man.
Wow. Crazy. By the way, I threw that out there in Overreaction Monday on a Tuesday, long before we found out that Mike Tomlin was gone. And by that, I mean only 5 minutes.
Yeah, minutes. Yeah.
Things are just changing. It's nuts.
Jeez.
So, again, it will require you to give something to the Steelers, and it would be interesting to find out what the Steelers value their willingness to just let Tomlin walk.
Guess depends who's asking.
You damn right sure that it does.
Oh, Ravens, first round pick.
Have you Cleveland?
First round pick.
Yeah. Atlanta?
Yeah.
Maybe different because it's a different conference.
Yeah, maybe.
Who would be willing to? First of all, you got to kick a tire on Tomlin, then you got to kick a tire on the Steelers before you make any rash move with your own head coach because you want Tomlin in there so badly. Obviously, that's something we're going to be talking about all throughout Wednesday's edition of the Rich Eisen Show. Kurt Warner's on that program. Oh, my goodness. Who knows what's going to happen next? This league, man. This league. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.